Well, welcome back everybody to the day 2 of the Essentials.TF monthly cup number 2, season 0. Today it's going to be the best of 1 series, a round of 16 to eliminate all the contenders and then be left with a single champion. I am Peter. I'm joined with Ondkaja on the camera and GrumpyKoi in the co-casting chair. Are you ready for some tier 2, Grumpy?
Oh, you better believe it. Super excited for some Team Fortress 2 this evening.
That's going to be basically what we're going to do today. Just a lot of TF2, and we've eliminated all of the weaker teams. Here's the top 16 that made it through the Swiss system yesterday, and they're going to go head-to-head in best of 1s until the final, which will be best of 3. And of course, what we're going to start out with today is going to be TCM versus HumbleLife, and we of course saw TCM yesterday get murdered by 7, and then we saw HumbleLife lose a very close game where they actually looked like the stronger team. Then they've been struggling a bit in the rest of the Swiss system, so this could be a very close match, I think.
I think compared to yesterday, we'll see a lot closer games and a lot more interesting plays coming out of the teams, and I'm really excited to see this first round started for ourselves.
Yeah. All right, and I'm not quite sure what the map's going to be. They're going to be doing map eliminations, and it is going to be Snakewater. I'm being whispered into my ear. So how do you feel about the Snakewater in these two teams? Do you have any thoughts about that?
Well, Snakewater really favours sort of super aggressive teams. So my only thought with that is, from what I saw of Humble yesterday, They were really good at getting to the last on Gullywash, but they weren't able to really push and finalise that. Now, I think Gullywash is a little easier to defend than Snakewater last, in my opinion. So I feel like maybe they'll be able to kind of, if they get that momentum going, which they had at certain points during their game against Weave Tunnel Tactics, it could be a really, really, really interesting game, really.
There was definitely a really sort of aggressive teams at times where they would just push last on 70% Uber and just go in. They didn't wait out and just play off an Uber advantage. They just went straight away. So they have the aggressive trait down pat, but the only time will tell whether or not that will actually pay off for them today, as you predict. But yeah, either way, it should be a very fun matchup. I guess we should go through the team lineups here for all the people that didn't see it yesterday. So on TCM, we'll have Mould on Medic, Silver Tosspot, and Warrior on Scout. We're going to have Alfie on Roamer, Shaki on Demoman, and then Lancer on Pocket. I believe that's the lineup. But what's HumbleLife's lineup?
If I remember correctly, we have Alba on Scout, Deox also on Scout, we have Raph and Tobbs on the Soldiers, Yon on Demo, and Morrow on Medic. If I remember correctly from last game.
That sounds pretty good, pretty correct to me. So it's a little bit difficult to see. Actually, we see Kufel in here. I know that the Mould was playing medic yesterday because Kufel couldn't be there, and Kufel is kind of the usual medic. So maybe things are going to be a little bit different. For one, I don't see Lancer in here, so I think Lancer has gotten the boot. Then Mould's going to probably be on Scout instead, and then we'll see Alfie. Actually, they have 3 Scouts in my optics here. I'm not sure. War was playing Scout yesterday, but he could be put on Soldier, and then we have Mould and Silver Tosspot, who are both Scout mains. So yeah, time will tell. Should be interesting. But either way, yesterday they got completely murdered, but it was against 7, who are actually a pretty good team. For those of you that are not aware. So, I'm not sure how much stock we could put into that.
Yeah, you can't really judge them against 7 yesterday, because 7 just controlled the pace of the game, and it was really, really quite unfortunate for Team Callers Master, because they weren't really able to show us fully what they have to offer in this tournament. So hopefully, with a more even matchup, I think it will be quite interesting to see how they go.
Yeah, and I guess it's worth noting that the TCM, they ended up on an 8th place, and HumbleLife ended up on a 9th place in the Swiss system, and they both have the same amount of points, which was 6. So just going by points and results, this is a very even matchup. They both won 3 and lost 2. So it's going to be very difficult to just like look at the statistics and say what's going on. Like, just my general feeling is that TCM are going to be slightly stronger, but I don't know. You never actually can tell with these teams. And sometimes Deox will just blow up and do everything, and Raph can do the same. So it feels like everyone else on our blue side, HumbleLife, they can actually just go huge if they really hit their day. But at the same time, they also have this tendency to be a bit inconsistent.
I've just noticed that the demo for blue is that Jon, or is that someone else?
Leto is in here. If that's who you're thinking of. I'm not sure. Yeah, what you're talking about exactly?
There's a demo on Blue Team called Leto.
Yes, he might be a merc. It's we have to remember it's only like 6:30 around the time we start, and that's pretty early in gamer terms. I have a feeling that for the first round or two, there's going to be a lot of mercs going on in all of the matches, and then as we move on, everyone else is going to be available, and then they're going to play with like the full strength teams. So it's very possible that it's just a merc. Because I don't see him on the roster, and Leto is definitely not Lancer. I feel pretty confident in that. But do you want? Do you think it'd be a good idea to just list all the teams that made it through to this round and just list all the matchups?
Okay. Yeah. So we've got the first round of matchups. We've got Seven versus Konyo Tech. We have TSM versus HumbleLife, Crunch Esports versus Easy Esports. That guy's Chum Toad. And do you want to run through the rest of the list?
No, I will actually not, because we have gone live. I just noticed. Oh yeah. So Leto is now on middle here, and he's just gonna lose the spam fight to Shaggy, but no big deal so far. Looks like Alfie's gonna jump in first. He will just get completely taken down. The Soldier will come in here and follow up though, and both scouts are in very aggressively. Deox have win the 1v1, protecting his medic. Now it's just Mool up on the high ground playing Soldier. So interesting. Mool can just play everything, it seems, but his team are being pushed back as Alba just runs forward, completely plus forwards the hell out of him. Now they're giving chase. There's one scout being healed by a medic, and seems like Kufo will survive and live.
That was a very strong first mid for HumbleLife, as they were able to kind of capitalize, even though on the fact that they did lose their demo quite early in that fight, meaning that they were at a disadvantage hit classes, but they are coming in through grass at the moment, through I like to call it burger, and they're pushing towards the point. War is having a little 1v1 with Deox. Silver's joining in on that. They're just kind of stalemating, looking for opportunities to move in and deal damage at the moment.
Alfie actually lost a 1v1 on the flank to Alba, I believe. And that's just going to open up even more. And look at that, Moro's going to pop her Uber significantly later than Kufo. So now everyone is just moving forward, bullying everyone else out. Actually, a single scout that will not be bullied. He will be killed instead. But Shaggy actually doing a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough to enable his team to move forward. And second point will fall, and now we have an even Uber.
So currently it does look like the aggression of Humble for this map is actually really paying off for them, able to get to this last point. So it's really interesting to see how they're going to really push on this. They've got Albo watching lower. They're keeping their options open, seeing if they do want to maybe take a lower push or maybe get some pressure into lobby and take charge to maybe go out through right door. But at the moment, I think they've got the Deox sniper looking to maybe get a pick onto Warrior. Warrior domes Deox. That's a pick class down for the side of HumbleLife.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a small period of inaction if I know these teams. But it looks like they are sending War out pretty aggressively to see if he can get a pick. This is kind of a counter-sack. War will go down. He was just being very... Oh my god, Kufo goes down to Raph. He just bombs in and takes him down with 2 crisp rockets. And yeah, Kufo did not want to pop that. And that will be a really big punish. And now we see a push coming in from the left side. They're not going to wait for their respawners. Sometimes team will do that, but they are all the way in on the left side, and they're not being pressured by a sniper yet. And Diak will even get the first one, get the second one as well. So they're just playing it slow. Diak's just cleaning up everything. 3 kills. Now they're putting scouts on the point, and that's probably going to be it, as they just end up with a stick to the face of a scout.
That was a really confident last push from HumbleLife there. Deox taking down the demo and just giving them so much room and so much space to sticky off the point and round as we come into the second mid of the game.
Yeah, very much a sniper carry around there on that last push at least. Really nice job coming out here from Deox, showing his prowess. But we are in this middle. Let's see if there's going to be an early bomb from Alfie again. That's usually what he favors. I haven't seen it so far, which I like. I like when he times it better with his team. He's just sitting inside this lower area, just waiting to move out, but he's not really doing anything. Instead, it's got to be his soldier buddy move the jumps forward first, and he will actually get Morrow. So
really strong air shot from Alfie then. Wow.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, as he cleans up the rest of the team and pushes through onto Berger, there's only one player left, Tobbs, for the side of Humble, as he bombs in, seeing if maybe he can get a pick over the demo or Alfie, but he does get denied, and it does look like he's probably going to go down, and the mid does go to the side of Team Coolest Master. No, that was a very confident, well-timed bomb from Alfie, able to pick off, I believe it was Alba. I'm not 100% sure, I didn't see the kill feed, as he does go down to Raf in.
Interestingly enough, both medics also went down in this middle, so we're in an even Uber situation, which means that we're probably going to see, this would be a very good normal time to go Kritzkrieg, but neither medic have opted to do that. So instead they're just going to build Uber as fast as they possibly can. And I think I should just mention this because I think a lot of people keep forgetting it. I see a lot of people make this mistake, is that now you cannot arrow people when you're building Ubers like this in an even Uber situation. If you arrow people, unless they have crit heals, you'll lose a lot of Uber percentages, like 10 to 5%. So, looks like neither team made that mistake, so they just built it up, basically played passively until they did it, and now they are just waiting it out, and we're going to see if any team makes a play.
Yeah, currently it is looking like a classic stalemate situation on mid with... sorry, I'm used to HumbleLife being bred, so Team Coolest Master getting ready to push on to second. I wouldn't be surprised if they may even think of changing this to a off class maybe, or get a sack in to maybe force the medic.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to scout out where the medic is, because like currently Morrow is standing in this very forward position, which I really hate, because if a soldier jumps in through the window, it's so easy to force you, because he just hits a wall once and then you have to pop. Right, and then you're right next to a wall every time, and it's very difficult to do a proper thing. Now that she's moved up closer to the to the ramp here, this is a more normal spot, and this is much better because you can move around. So well, it looks like...
I'd really like to see Alfie use the movement that he's shown off on the previous game. Oh no, he gets denied. Alfie has very strong movement and can bomb in from multiple different angles, which will be do.
Yeah, turns out he doesn't have good movement when he gets hit by a rocket before he jumps.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like stuck floating in midair, being sad. He didn't make it, but maybe he's going to go for an off class. Maybe they're going to send someone back for an off class, or maybe he's just going to keep on being on gunboats. Looks like he will. Oh, they actually have a scouting onto the medic, and he actually gets the pop. Wow, War just taking matters into his own hands, just running in there. I don't think anyone expected that, but it worked out really well.
Wolf going really deep on that. I'm sorry, I called him Wolf for some reason. That was as Alfie does take down Deox. This is both scouts are down for both teams, but the side of Team Coolest Master does have a huge Uber advantage now, so they may be able to push into second from Saw, but at the moment they are waiting. They are going to go in. No one's kind of staying behind to maybe force that Uber out of the side.
There's a sticky trap on second on the point-ish. Like they're on the train track doors, and looks like nobody spotted them, but they also didn't move close enough to them. So nice try from Leto there with the sticky trap. And there's actually even a banner that I hear. And I don't know. I don't see where the banner is. Oh, it's on the right side for the defensive team, and they're going to pop Uber. But there's so much time on the point That's going to force everyone to move in there and probably allow Kufo to escape, but no. Gets joggled up into the doorway and gets taken out. Interesting decision to pop the banner before the push came in. Worked out really well, that's for sure. Sort moves on to the point. Alfie, he's positive. He's optimistic, I'll say, but it didn't work out.
No, sadly they do get wiped on that last push, and we should see the second point falling to the side of HumbleLife as they get ready to maybe push onto mid if they can get players up, but the spawners have come up and are all set up for the side of Team Coolest Master. So I think we're going to go back to a bit of a stalemate situation, a little bit of ad for Corful at the moment on tomorrow. So yeah, he may be able to push in.
Yeah, we got the War Sniper as well. Mould went in there to try and buy some space. He did kind of succeed in it, but he also lost his life for it, so possibly not worth it. And now Kufo is being forced to try to arrow people, but no. It's getting completely eaten alive by these scouts. Alba on a 3k. No mercy there. And even the War Sniper didn't manage to hit anything. He was just under so much pressure. And they're going to be able to capture this middle very easily. Great hold there. Very aggressive pushing. Didn't work out for TCM on that one.
Nice to see the counter push coming out of the side of HumbleLife, being able to keep themselves nice and confident through into Saw. Now looking like they are trying to set themselves some space into second.
Yeah, they're going to settle in pretty much uncontested. They also do have a really big Uber advantage, and Alfie, as a spy, even got sniffed out by Deox. You know, I want to say Deox is a spy main. Do you not play a lot of spy in Highlander, or maybe it was sniper, or maybe I'm just completely wrong. Either way, he catches the spy. They're going to Uber in on the right side. They force everyone into spawn, and now they're going to put time onto the point. They just have a single scout standing on. Now it's 2, and that's going to be it. They just couldn't make it out of spawn in time, and it's going to make it 2-0 off of a really nice second hold, and then just rolled all the way into last.
Sadly, War tried to set up a sentry onto right, but he didn't position it just right, or he might have still been building it up. And it sadly meant that wasn't really much use holding last for them, so they were kind of a player down due to that positioning. Third mid.
Yeah, sentries are a lot better when your team is just not getting completely thrown back and the point is under pressure. It looks like Rap's going to bomb in really aggressively here. Actually, air shots Mould. Mould's going to survive on like 10 HP. So far, he's still alive. He will get an arrow, and here comes Alfie in with the counter bomb, just pushing everyone back. They lost 2. Yeah, as Rav says, he did 299 onto that soldier, but he was being healed, and he was fully buffed as well. He did a lot of damage. But yeah, they're just going to move in onto second here. They actually do have... Oh my god. Top's getting completely destroyed. He's getting juggled into the air. He actually saved himself with a nice rocket, but not before War comes in and cleans him up. So it looks like just better positioning is going to just win it out for TCM right here, and they're going to be able to take second.
Very confident push from TCM as we come into an Uber exchange at the moment. War kind of skirting away, trying not to be spotted, seeing if he can maybe walk onto the demo. He does help the demo go down as they do pick up this second point. The rest of the team do push forward, so I believe they're coming in for a long push on left. And they are. The heavy is up by Alba. Is he able to stop anyone really from dealing anything? He's denying anyone from the point. As he does go down, there's so much time on the point at the moment for the side of TCM.
Medic gets a saw.
More gets a saw, but it's
not quite enough, and that's going to make it 2-1. So a bit of a comeback in action here. This is still anyone's game. 18 minutes remaining, plenty of time. And I'm just loving how much action there is so far in this game. These teams, they just keep on pushing on the tiniest or even non-existent advantages.
No, I must agree with that. It's nice to see a less stalemated game that came out the first time we saw HumbleLife play. So having this more even match is making it a lot more interesting, as we do see the high ground going very confidently to the side of HumbleLife at the moment, but Warrior does take down Leto. Deox does go down to a pipe from Shaggy. Mould now has control of the high ground, pushing people out of lower. And that's a very confident sort of mid-fight for the side of TCM, not losing anyone at all.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. They just had really nice aggression, and they managed to just slowly push everyone else from HumbleLife just into their own choke on the low ground. And just not a really good position to fight from. Looks like Top's going to almost die here. Scouts on the chase.
So
wow,
deep.
War's so frag hungry. and he just runs
He
in there
gives
and
an
gets.
opportunity for Moro.
Oh, Moro gets
takes
in.
down Moro.
Wow, that worked out so well. That whole play from War. I thought he was just being way too aggressive, but
He
if you're a
caused
good,
he caused the perfect distraction to just let Mold get in there, and he got a really nice air shot on Tomorrow, taking him down. That was really impressive. Even we didn't know what was going on there. We just thought War was just hungry for frags. Really good distraction play from him.
I mean, let's be real. He obviously didn't do it as a distraction. He's just frag hungry, but it worked out really well. All right, it was a really good, nice job by Soldiers to just follow up on it. They're going to now Uber in on the right side. They have full Uber advantage. DX on the heavy on the point, cannot run away. It's just going to die. They have a single scout now, pressuring the point, just going to cause everyone to just dive onto it. But so far, they're actually not finding very many kills, and even fight almost always favors the defense. War will get a really crucial pick, but Alba is going to clean up extremely well. I think that was a 4K for Alba on that last hold. Really nice job by him. And that's a failed push against an Uber.
That was some really good aim by Alba, not missing all 4 kills, 4 shots, nice and simple. Easy for him as they start building up. They've got a 60% advantage on this second point. They should be able to really push through and maybe take mid off this.
Yeah, very likely. Like, the Uber advantage is always very scary. They do have War to contend with, who's a very good sniper. So far, he's kind of positioning himself pretty aggressively. But he's slowly moving back. He's not charging up a shot, though. This is usually the most scary thing for a medic to deal with. Now he's doing it. Now he's waiting. Oh, he spots the medic. He hits the wrong target. I think he hit the demo man instead, doing like 150 to him. Will not quite get it, and Moro going down to War. So after the Uber is over and done with, the medic pick does come in. That's a nice consolation prize for losing middle.
Yeah, we do see that even though they've lost their medic, they do still have their soldiers up versus this side of Team Callous Master. They are getting their respawners now, but they could have maybe capitalized, even though they don't have the heals, on the fact that they have no splash to be denied of any errors.
Okay. Survived just fine. Raph was not able to get off too many rockets. You see War going in very aggressively, trying to just get the medic pick again. It was not really necessary, since they already have the full Uber advantage. So a bit silly losing your sniper there, I think. A bit too aggressive, that one. Top's going to go in, try to get the medic, but no. At least I think that was what he was originally aiming for, but just not even close. It's going to cause everyone to just move back and cede the middle to TCM.
As we come into this second fight with HumbleLife, obviously defending moment, we get a double bomb going in from TCM, but they didn't really catch anyone with it. They had a good momentum, and they've got control of the areas as Bald takes down Deox. Does look like we're going to go into a last hold at the moment. I wonder what off classes they're going to use. I assume Deox is either going to go heavy or sniper on this if he can get up in time, as we do have an equal Uber.
Yeah, he'd probably go sniper if Alba wasn't already on it, but yeah, I don't know. Having a single scout is pretty fine, so I think he'll just play that. And it is even Ubers. So, when you're scout, you can kind of help suicide out or put on some pressure, but it's just going to be an Uber through the door. Just no suicide plays or anything. And the soldier just jumps in there. He's not going to get out alive. Alpha's just going to sacrifice his life for this. That means his team is now one player down. And now everyone else was pushing up, but there's even a back-cap coming out from Scout. That's going to pull everyone else back. And is even going to cost 2 players to die. Oh my god. Tops just doing the bomb of his life.
So much damage coming out of Tops there. And that was a wipe. I believe Tosspot and Alfie are respawners. That was a wipe for the side of HumbleLife as they move into... Hopefully they're going to use some of this momentum to maybe get into
Alfie has
mid.
not been spotted. Okay, now he has. Oh, he actually... He unwittingly actually timed it perfectly. Alba is going to go down to a sticky trap, but otherwise his team are getting ready to just push in onto the middle, which will be completely uncontested. There's a single sticky trap as the Tops try to blow the stickies into his own face for some reason, but he doesn't get punished. Yeah, it's now an Uber advantage, and they're pushing against a sniper again. And pushing against a sniper on second with a tiny Uber advantage is not very fun. It's very tricky to do right.
It looks like at the moment War is watching that Saw area, seeing if he can pick anyone. He picks up Wrath as the rest of Wrath's team are moving on to second from grass area. Deox is aggressing War even, and I need to stop getting names wrong. And Alba helps Tobbs pick up Mauled. There is 2 players down. Both soldiers are down for the side of TCM.
Yeah, that was a very ugly push, but it worked out pretty well. They didn't lose the Uber, and they got second. But now Ubers are even, and they're just going to push in there onto last. They're just going to kite Uber out, and then they're probably going to just try to do some sort of even fight. And here we go. Everyone are pretty healthy, so they're just going to fight it out, complete DM fight. However, they lose 2 apiece, and all of a sudden it's just Shaggy left. Silver top spot. Can he kill literally everyone? No, he can kill 1.
And that's the third round point to the side of HumbleLife as we go into our 5th.
Yeah, just DM again.
I can count today.
Sick. Man, I can't wait until we get to 5. You'll be so confused. Like, what's this number? But yeah, you're still better than Valve.
Yeah,
let's see. It looks like Shaggy's gonna win the spam fight just by a little bit. The Rap's gonna do a skybomb jump in here. Actually does get silver top spot, so 1 scout down. Really nice job by him, and everyone else has just moved across the middle right now for HumbleLife, and it's not really working out too well. Tops is in a very good position though. He's behind lines, and there's 2 scouts and a medic forward. That's a really powerful combo. So it's a scout and a demo man against 2 scouts and a medic, and then the soldier being behind. Tops doesn't get the medic, but he does get Kufo down to like 10 HP, but his team will retreat. That was really well played by HumbleLife, but unfortunately Tops was not able to clinch the medic kill there.
Yeah, no, Alfie did a very good bomb during that after exchanging for Tobbs, helping clean up the demo of Leto from HumbleLife. So at the moment we're in on this second stalemate as both teams are equal. I hope to see Alfie looking for a chance to maybe bomb, as it does look like Morrow is not holding as close as she was beforehand, so she might not be easy to be picked up as Alfie goes for the bomb and does get denied by Alba.
I wonder where he was going originally. Did he like mess up a jump? He was like so far away from the medic. He was all the way over in the med kit on second. So I don't know where he originally intended to go, but I think he got bounced around a whole lot. It's just when Alfie goes in, he just has no help from his team. He's just completely alone, and when you're 1 against 6, it's very difficult.
I think he might have been trying to slide up onto battlements and go behind the team.
Oh right, so he
on
was doing the
Snakewater.
classic. Yeah, the classic slide up the ramp and then into the skybox, I guess. That's never gonna work out. But now we are left with a situation where we have 2 spies. I think. It's just one. One of them was just checking. So, presumably Alfie has been called. That would make sense. And he's just gonna do the sniper fake. So he's just showing himself as a sniper in the window and then gonna move down. You can't be too... can't go too far forward. He's going to be like a bit too obvious. But let's see if they bought it. As he has now cloaked and moved all the way in.
He is confidently behind. He's got his eyes on Morrow, seeing if maybe he can sneak his way across. He has to time this perfectly so no one is looking at him when he decloaks.
See, this is where you asked him a question in chat. War's going to go in there and cause what I can only assume he will explain to us was a distraction, make them look forward and maybe push and think about other things than maybe spy checking. They're not spy checking though, so I think they actually bought the sniper feint, which is interesting. And top will go down as well. This could cause them to move backwards, which means that the Alfie can just move all the way back and then just come in as Morrow is retreating. But
he's coming for the backstab. He does get called out though. Instantly called out by Morrow. Morrow turns around and immediately spots that that scout is not where it's supposed to be. And he does get taken down.
Yeah, Shaggy gets a headshot by Alba as well, or maybe it was a big body shot, I'm not sure. But now we're just going to have a sniper duel. And War will lose that one, so I think that's 1-1 in sniper duels so far. Let's just say it is at least. Next one will be ahead. I think we have a sorter trying to go in. Yeah, Raph trying to counter-sack and not going to be successful. So just teams are just continuing to pressure each other and trying to do counter-sacks. And here comes Alfie. He will get found out by Alba. And now we're going to see some more counter-sacks in the form of Deox, it looks like, but he's going to be rebuffed.
Nah, I think he was actually more just caught in Saw because he was playing very aggressively, trying to take down the demo, and he did get sticked up onto the higher part of Saw and wasn't able to get back. So, War very aggressive, takes down Tob, just walks straight at him and doesn't give him an opportunity. War very very deep from Ward. 1v1 in Wrath. Can he take him down?
In. Oh my God, Kufo dropped again. That's really. That's crazy. That's again just being completely outplayed. But look at his team. His team are actually so far ahead. It doesn't even matter. They're still going to get second. And Alfie's even looking into last, but the respawners are going to be enough to just scare him off. But now Moro's on a full Uber advantage. There are no heals yet. So at some point they should probably just move out here. But they do still have War and Alpha and Sniper. So that's going to be a bit more difficult for them. It actually looks like they're not going to push, because if they were going to push, they should have done it like ages ago.
They have such a huge 80% ad that they should be calling this and looking at for an opportunity to push forwards. Moro is kind of on her own at the moment. She was very disconnected from her team for a second, staying at last while everyone else was pushing up forward. Maybe there's a little bit of communication problem within their team, whether or not they want to push.
Yeah, I think half of them want to play the clock and the other half want to just play the advantage, but fair enough, right? There's 6 minutes remaining, and they're ahead 3-1. So if they just sit around for 5 minutes, they win the game. So I think that's the least risk they can take, is just sit back and do nothing. As Leto moves forward, I could see the dot behind him. He could not, but he found out sooner or later that War was down there, so he will take him down. And now War's sniping from the bottom, see if he can find anyone else's leg to shoot. The Silver Top is going to go in there, and Kuva goes down again. Oh my God, that's huge. And they were trying to move in here. And now, as Kuva says, now they will win. That doesn't always work out, unfortunately. And that's going to be a complete trashed push, because there's no medic. And Alfie will even get caught down low.
Yeah, that was a really sloppy sort of last push. They were almost just trying to see if they could pick off players, and they just started falling left, right, and it was almost like feeding at that point. Not really any coordination on that push for themselves. As Deox does go down to a charge to body headshot from Warrior.
That's a pretty nice pick, just because if I was in the position of HumbleLife here, I would just move forward as far as I could with this Uber advantage, just to get mid, because that means that the opponent have to move through mid, through second to last, which will just slow them down. But losing a scout like that just gonna dissuade them from moving forward at all. So actually a surprisingly impactful scout pick right there, as that they're just not gonna do it.
See Shaggy peeking very hardly. Maul goes in for a bomb. Is he going to get denied? No, he just backs off. Warhoya does go down to Leto, as the Uber does come out of the side of HumbleLife, but they waited too long, and the Uber is on the side of TCM, who Uber in later. Maul chasing, seeing if he can get any kills, but sadly they're sticking up on battlements, using that height advantage to push them out. They do get a call for that's the med down for the side of TCM. We had a disconnect from Wolf, but I believe he was just retrying. And the 1v1 goes to the side of Mold against Alba.
Yeah, there's a lot of leaving and rejoining. Looks like are they just rage quitting? I'm not sure. That would be a weird decision. So we see Tom's blow his horn on middle, but it seems like they're just leaving and rejoining. They just keep on missing players right now. I mean, I'm not sure.
I think they were doing it to remove the dominations that they had on themselves.
Ah, see, that's pro play right there. That's real good. Well played, guys.
That's crushing the confidence of your opponents by not letting them have those domination signs on the scoreboard.
Yeah, you may move on to this round, but your confidence will still be crushed. Eat it.
As we are looking like we're getting a right push from the side of Humble. Mauld go just completely disconnected from his team, but he does look like he's bombing in, seeing if he can maybe get Leto down. Leto does go down. Tobbs cleans up Mauld along with Alba, and they are getting time on point. If they win this, there is no coming back for the side of TCM, and it is a round to HumbleLife, which sadly means that I don't think there's any comeback. We've got 2 minutes left. I think this is it for TCM.
Yeah, now we can just hope for like pyros on mid and that kind of stuff. We can just hope for a bit of fun. They are all 6 players in the server again, so they can still win a round. Just show it was all a fluke. They just got lucky, whatever. Just gain a bit of confidence. There's no next round for them. They're just out at this juncture. So well played to them, but it just wasn't enough. And I'm actually a little bit surprised that our HumbleLife players are actually able to make it. We see Kufel on the crit streak. I like that decision. Might as well go for some cool plays. As a massive bomb comes in from Alfie, which destroys any retreat hope there was.
Mold chasing and gets the kill onto Tobbs. That's a really confident mid from the side. Oh, they're going all the way. They're looking to maybe spawn cap.
They don't care about capping. Capping is pointless at this point. Right? You just want kills. And these sorted bombs so far have been absolutely brutal. So now they're just spawn camping, and they have a crit streak as well. So I think they're just waiting for him to get out of the spawn, and then you can just crits on him. When will they use it? There we go. Hey, they got 2 crits kills. And there's even a spy out right now. A spy did make it out of the doors. Can he do it? Can he do it? Oh, he did it. Gets a double. Can he get a third? He's gonna just DM the demo man. Oh, he gets him as well. DX spy main.
Nice little 3k from Deox there. I think this is the point where it's just about getting as many kills as possible and having as much fun.
Yeah. 30 seconds remaining, which means now just all about the air shots. We don't even have time for the kill streaks. It's all about the air shots. There we go. They're just going to move forward. It makes no sense to push. Why not push? Let's just go. They do actually have an Uber advantage, but who cares? So,
only 10 seconds left, so it's all about the kill. Silver Tosspot taking down Tobbs. Careful Shaggy and Alfie are all down for the side of Team Callist Master as we come into the end of this last 3 seconds, and the game does go to the side of HumbleLife. That was a bit of an upset for me.
Yeah, same.
I honestly thought it would be a little bit more a lot less one-sided than it actually was, with some really nice plays coming out of the side of HumbleLife. As I'm gonna have a look at the logs in regards to this.
Yeah. It just seemed like whenever there was some sort of team fight, they just won out. And they had these really dynamic pushes where they would just kind of push where Ubers were, or man advantage was not quite in their favor, but they just slowly won out anyway. So just very promising, just basically. That's if you're like a mixed DM team or not haven't played together too much, that's a really good way of approaching the game. Because if you're just really skilled, you can just still win out. But yeah, that being said, they did seem to have some sort of coordination.
I've got to say, really nice play from Alba with 27 kills to 7 deaths. Not being the most kills in the game, but that's a really nice ratio to actually have with a 5.9 kill assist death ratio. And one thing that's really interesting is 4 of the mids went to the side of Team Callist Master, with HumbleLife only winning the first mid of the game.
Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting.
Because one thing from my personal experience with Snake, it's usually a straight run all the way to last. Usually second doesn't really get held that often. It's usually just a nice little flow into the last point, but we didn't necessarily see this all the time.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's actually both teams had really great success pushing last. It seemed like over more than 50% of these last pushes worked out really well, and there was no real pattern to it either. They would like mess up Uber advantage pushes, and they'd win pushes where they were just pushing with a man down, and I don't know. It's I don't know. Sometimes you just can't analyze things too much. You just gotta go with it and just go. Players be players. They do different things depending on how they're feeling.
So currently, it looks like we're waiting on one game at the moment. Shall we put this to a quick break?
Yeah, let's just go through the results so far. They will not surprise you. 7 beat Konyotech, not a big surprise. Then we just saw HumbleLife as TCM. And then Crunch Esport beat Easy Esports, so apparently Crunch is easier or better than Easy. And then Dat Guys beat ChumpToad.net. And Easy Money beat Down to Frag. And then Low Panda beat Land Turtle. And Weep Tunnel Tactics beat Quality Control. Now we're just waiting for the Finnish team against Unbanned Trader. And just looking at the next matches coming up, it's actually pretty likely that we're going to watch Easy Money against the winner of that. Oh, wait, which one are we going to do? Oh, we're going to do 7 versus HumbleLife. Alright, okay. That seems weird, but alright. Well, I think we're going to take a small music break, and then we'll be right back with the 7 versus HumbleLife.